Hello. Welcome to this channel. This is Dot's video on web design, web development. We have actually started web development. We are staying in the web design phase. Remember, there cannot be web development without web design because web design is the foundation where you talked about the front end, then before proceeding to the back end. In this video, we'll just look at form, HTML form, a web form. We'll look at the post and get, then we'll create a simple data form, then we'll be introduced to CSS. So briefly, let's get let's get started. So I'll create my HTML file. I'll create the HTML file as WebDev 3. So I'll save it. Now, all I have need to do is just to include the HTML tag. I'll use this. Good. Okay. So I'll have this. Okay, I specify the title web dev 3. Okay. Remember I said we'll be looking at what web form. So if you want to create a form in HTML, the only thing you need to do is to specify the form. Now, when you use the form, it has an action. An action is where you are sending the form to, where you are sending the form to. And it also have another attribute which is called method. And this method is the techniques it we use. The technique, the form is using. That's how I can just explain it. Now, we there are two methods. It can either be a get or it can either be a post. So briefly, let's just create a simple form input text. So I'll have it as the name as username. The name attribute has to be specified alongside as the ID attributes. And most of the times it's advisable they should be the same. Then you have your placeholder. You have your placeholder, which is please enter username. Okay, so to quicken this, I'll just duplicate this three. Okay, so all I want is I'll change this the alt text I'm using. Let me say full name, full name, full name. Then this other I also this other also change them. Please enter MC address. Okay, then I have other inputs which I call it submit. Input submit, which is this. Good. Okay, let me view this on, on the live server. So you can see what you have there. The value is save. Let me use save. Now you see this. Now I told you in the previous video that this to you can use the attributes to make it wider or smaller. Okay, now I say we'll be looking at the post and get. First, let's look at the get. The method here is get. Please, it's advisable to use caps later. Now, what does the get method do? The get method takes data or inputs from the form and displays it in the URL of the website. So we have something like this. We have, let's use Hamplus Tech. The full name is, let me use this. I have address. Address is data Nigeria. Okay. When I click on save, and you look at the URL, you see the variables, the values there. Tells you the username, which is the name of that text box, is Hamplus Tech. The full name is this, the address is this. That's what get uses. It takes the value, sends it to the web address, the URL. So when we start doing web development, you see the essence of using get. You see the essence of using get. Why do they use get? Why do you use get? So in some websites, you see that after you sign in, it takes a particular data of yours and places it in the URL. So it will not be like an extension of the website. Okay, now let's look at the post or the supposed to. So this, I'll take this as favor. I'll use idioma favor. Address is data Nigeria food. Now when I click on save, it doesn't send the information to the web browser. Okay, sorry, this I've not changed this. When I click on save, it doesn't send the information to the web browser at all. It doesn't. So I click on save. It's expecting that it should send the information to somewhere, that this information should be shown somewhere. Take it, place it in a place, or place it back, give me the result on this form. That is that action. So if you want it to go to another web form, you show it, you put the web form here, you put the web form here. Okay, now let's looking at this, you can see that this our website looks very unstructured. It's not fine, it's not beautiful. We can do a lot of things here. We can change this, like for instance, I can use the width as 100%. It doesn't even accept percentage. Let me see, 100 pixels doesn't accept it. Good. So, but I can use 200. Accept. I use 200. See, there is no much change. Now I can individually color this, but it will give me stress. So what I can simply do is come to the head section of my style. I can just do this styling with CSS. So I must start it with the style tag, then I'll have this. Okay, so what I need to do, I have to specify. Okay, first and foremost, before I do that, let me show you something here. Every HTML tag have the style attributes. I can specify the width here as 100%. Now you see it has filled everywhere, sent everything down and filled everywhere. I can do other things, but it will warrant me doing this one after the other. I can say, okay, color is red, color is red, then background, background color, I have it as blue. Okay, so when I do this, you see this, but whatever thing I type here, it will go as red. And this is going to waste my time. It's going to waste your time as a developer. So what you need to do is just you have to put everything in the head section and using a uniform way to call it. So I want to style all the inputs. I can simply use input as the tag. Then what I need to do, I've set the width. I can set the width to a few 100% is the website, and I want each of them to be on each line. I can set it to 60%. So you see it has gone to a new line. Okay, now I want this to be big, wider. I can use padding. I want it as 10 pixel. You see, yeah, you see some changes. Okay, good and fine. I know you'll be happy. Then I can also do something else, which is talking about the margin, the space in between both. I want the space on the right, left, and everything to be 15 pixel. You see, it has to space them, but this space tends to be too wide. So all I have to do, I make it 5 pixel. And you see this, it comes better. Then one other thing I can do, I can give it a combinator, which is border radius. I can make it 5 pixel. See, it has curve at the end. Okay, I can also remove all the top border top, border top, none. All the border at the top goes up. Okay, now you see this is also affecting this input. It affects this input. There's a way I can do it instead of it affecting that input. I can simply use another stuff button as my input. Then the option here should be submit. Then here I'll say save. You see it there. Or alternatively, if I don't want to do this, I have to specify in the CSS tag as the type. I'll specify the type as what? The type as text. Sorry, I specify the type as text. So it only affects the input which the type is text, and it doesn't affect the other input. Okay, I can take this out. Good. Then what you see is I have this, the button. So I have to style the button. I have to style the button. This HCSS looks like JavaScript, like other languages that every line must be ended with a semicolon. So I'll have this. I can say just the width. I want the width to be 100%. I also want the sorry using I commented the button. So this is input type. Type is what? Type is submit. So I have that. That can do some other things. Padding. I want the padding to be 10 pixel. I also want the color, the background color. to be red. Some people will be saying, ah, this is like you love red a lot. Okay, I want it to be purple. Okay, then I want the color to be gold. Now I can equally change font size. Font size. I want it to be 15 pixels. Let me see how big it is. So this is font size. Font size 15 pixels. So the font size came out the more. So we can make it bigger, 25 pixels. Good. So you see this. Now we have this, but we want to align everything to the center. So how can we easily do that? We use the body tag. We use the body tag and use align text. Text align center. Let me see. Good. So we have this at the center. So this is just a simple styling using CSS. So I strongly believed that you have been introduced by this video to CSS. Now, from the next video, we'll be doing more and more of CSS, more and more of CSS before coming to JavaScript. We'll also do JavaScript before diving to web development. Please, if you find this video interesting, please do let us know what you would like to be included in the next video. Please do well by sharing to enable people, newbies especially, come to the understanding of web development. Thank you very much. Do have a lovely day. See you in the next video.